Welcome back into the next question. In this question, we're going to solve the bug fix interview question called payment retry bug. Brief introduction about this, what we are doing in this channel. So basically, I'm covering different interview question, bug fix, scenario based, use case based questions like that. Basically, a real world type-ish question, not like something lead code standard questions like having different numbers, try to sort them, and those kind of thing. This is more like related to like real world scenarios, which you can face when you work on large scale system. So the goal of this platform engineering with Java, and also with the one that we are covering with the videos, is having discussing this kind of questions, try to explore these kind of design decision bugs with broader audience, so that we all are more educated about how the system works, and how can we implement these kind of fixes or this kind of behaviors in our um, real world or real job. So that's the goal here. So yeah, I welcome you to the next question here, payment retry bug. So let's go through a scenario. um, so we are building a payment platform. When the payment fails due to temporary issue, we see network timeout, bank gateway unavailable, and transient error. Basically, there's a transient error. We What do? We generally schedule retry on them, and if you're not, you should do it, because retry often fix with the transient error. If there is transient errors, the system like retries are important. They basically makes them eventually pass. Now a new field was added, which is retryable, and it has three things. Basically, the value is retryable is a boolean. So when it's true, means retries are allowed. When it's false, it's permanent failure. And if it's null, basically unknown at this point. So it has three states here, and it's a boolean class. Now here's our service, payment service. What does it do? So if you see, it is basically checking if the payment is retryable, and if it's not, we just early return from it. If it's retryable, we basically schedule it. So simple logic, just checking on that new field that we added. Now it says a deployment goes live, we see null pointer exception appearing intermittently. Now why this would happen? So this is the question. Can you identify the bug? Pause the video, try to think about it. What do you think is the reason here, and how would you investigate this in a real world? Of course, with the LLMs we can these days compare things, but even sometimes LLMs get really awful in trying to solve some of the bug fixes. I have experienced them in my work. So but yeah, since this is an interview kind of scenario, I believe interviewer would be expecting you to identify, since they want to test your knowledge. So pause the video, try to think about what would be the reason here, because the state looks straightforward. Correct. Okay, I hope you have thought about something. If not, let's discuss it. So basically, the bug is caused by auto unboxing a nullable value into primitive boolean. What does it mean? It's too much of words here or jargon. So let's see. When we are doing payment get retryable equal to false, what is happening? We saw that the get retryable is basically returning this new field that we added, which is a boolean class. Now like if you look closely, this is a wrapper class boolean. It's not a primitive. So there are two type of you know there are two types, like primitive types, where you have like data types which were like native to language, and then there are wrapper class like boolean, integer, and so on. So those kind of wrapper class are basically non-primitive. They are the wrapper built on like the wrapper that are different than the primitive ones which are native to the language. and Java have both of them. So here if you see, the false is kind of a primitive, and payment.getRetryable that we are returning is the wrapper class. Now if you do payment.getRetryable, it returns the Boolean object, and since it's a wrapper class, there would be the instance or object of it. And what we are trying to do, we are trying to compare the object with the primitive. Now since there's a concept of boxing and boxing kind of thing, like converting from the primitive to class to primitive kind of thing that happens behind the scene. So here what compiler will do effectively is like trying to get the Boolean value out of the class in order to compare them. Now get retryable if they are null, and we are doing boolean.value on null, so that basically causes the null pointer exception. Like for example, this null.boolean value. Now this is a problem. That's why we are seeing whenever there is a null value for the retryable, we basically see the null pointer exception, because we cannot execute method on the null object. So why do you think this can be a realistic production bug, and why basically will happen this kind of thing? There can be multiple reasons. We added like a new column to the database, consuming event from the another service, deserializing, and then like incomplete data migration or backfills and so on. So we may have like nullable values there. Now the major cause here would be like developer not understanding the difference between them, and it can be like a junior developer trying to write the code, and just assuming that the wrapper class behaves like a primitive, but actually wrapper class basically introduced the third state, which is null. So here you not only have true or false, you have like a null with the wrapper class. And yeah, so we need to handle that explicitly. So what is the proposed fixing here? I mean, if we just really want to fix this, we probably just compare the value here instead of having the object comparison. So we can just do boolean true equal to this, and we compare the right thing, we compare the value here, and return it. And if basically we need to also find out what's the null means here, if it means we should retry or we should not retry. Depending on that, we can return the value. But this is like immediate fix. We compare the actual thing that we are storing. But the long-term design is not this. Where, like if you're building like a scalable system, what you should be doing instead is like you should define the states as an enum. So what do I mean? If the retryable decisions are 3 states, we should explicitly enter them as like an enum: retryable, non-retryable, unknown. With this, we make our model very explicit and prevent like null related issues. Once we have these definition there, we are making explicitly developer to use one of them, and they're aware of it, like what does this each state means, and there is a like lesser bug at runtime, and we can catch things at compile time. That's the benefit of Java. Like you can detect issues earlier in the process. Like you don't have to deploy the code to be able to find the issues. You can have like compiler telling you that this is not correct. So yeah, explicitly modeling the state in the code is a better design and scalable design than just throwing around a bunch of fields with checking null and all that, which makes it very hard to maintain in long run. So that's this question. Pretty straightforward, but like yeah, interesting. So I hope you learn something from this. And if you want to visit a question like these, check out engineering with Java. I have list of 66 question at this point. Probably going to add more by the end of year. I'm planning to add like 100-ish question here. Some of them are like free, some of them are paid. So if you like them, consider subscribing. Subscription is pretty cheap. What I do on this platform is I share these kind of interview question that you not only like kind of like preparing for interview, but it like give you more real world type of scenario so that you learn from them. Also, there are quizzes that basically teaches you the practicality of the things and not like some lead code style question. And just to share with you that nowadays companies just don't rely on the lead code much. They're like more system oriented questions they ask. I have given interviews. I've seen companies not relying completely on the lead code. Probably this getting like a lot of hate towards it. I'm not saying it's died. There are a lot of companies who prefer lead code because kind of set standards. I don't know what that mean, but yeah, if I'm interviewing somebody, I would probably ask this kind of question because that gives me more of like their experience. Like I can peek into like their experience with this kind of question. So yeah, so this platform we cover these kind of questions like real world based questions, and also I have share one digest of what are the interesting articles as a Java developer or Spring Boot developer we should read. So this is the latest edition I published every Sunday or 9 a.m. Summary of all the articles that are worthy of your time. So yeah, watch out for that. And also if you think like subscription of this platform is expensive, I get it. There are different parity and like cost of living and so on. So please DM me and I'll look into it what I can do. But yeah, feel free to check out this platform and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for your time.